Hey you guys, today we're going to be doing a palette review. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a review here on my channel, especially with a palette, and I'm very excited to be doing it today because we're actually going to be looking at the new Lunar Beauty Life's a Drag palette. This here is by MannyMUA, and I'm so excited. So we're going to dive into it and we're going to talk all about this palette. So let's get diving into it, and if you guys think you need this palette, then just keep watching. Beauty is the brand that MannyMUA created himself, and he has his very first palette called Life's a Drag, which looks just like this. This is actually the box. When I opened up the packaging to this box, I was very impressed with it. This is like totally up my alley. Like, I can see myself actually keeping the box to go along with the palette because it's so pretty. It's pink and it's gold, and it's got a really girly touch to it, and I just really like it. So I ordered mine on June 5th, and then I got mine that Saturday. So it took about 5 or 6 days, which is standard for shipping, which is what I paid, just standard shipping. And when I got the box, I got it in this sort of just plain black box. Now, when you open it, I was actually really impressed because he had quite a bit of packaging in his palette to make sure that it came safely. Like, it was wrapped in bubble wrap, and then it was wrapped in his, paper, and then again in another thinner form of bubble wrap. So I was really happy about that because I've received palettes before that have broken in on its way in shipment, and so that really kind of just irritates you. Now let's dive into the actual palette itself. I don't know what it is, but there's something about the way that the packaging of this palette was that really just impressed me, and I love the colors and the scheme of it. This is definitely a palette that I could see myself presenting, like sitting on my desk, because it's a very pretty palette. So let's talk about the actual pigments of these shadows. I'll do some swatches while I'm talking about this. We'll start off with these neutral shadows. So most of the neutral shadows are on my eye to create this halo eye look. I was very impressed with Mug and Trade. So I have that on the outer corner. The shade Sickening, although it looks really light, you can actually build this color pretty well. I did use Cake Face, and this thing is matte. I used this on my brow bone today, and I was really impressed. I mean, it literally only took like 1 or 2 touches with your brush to apply it, and it was on there, so that was great. So going into the 2 shimmer shadows, I found that Beat is what I have on the center of my eye, and in the pan it is more pink tone, but I find that when I applied it, it come off a lot lighter than what I expected, which I liked because it added like a more of a nice punch to the center of my eye. Legendary, I did not put on my eye. That's one of the colors I didn't play around with, but it's just your standard nice gold shade. Now let's move into the colors, because the colors were the biggest thing for me. I wanted to see how the colors performed. I could not believe myself. So I have KK and Pageant Queen on my lower lash line, and I have Campy on the inner corner. I did not play around with the 2 blues because I just did a look using the 2 blues from another palette, and I didn't want to recreate like the same look, or I kind of wanted to change it up, They are very pigmented. I would compare them to the Urban Decay Electric palette. You guys know that palette is amazing. It's super freaking pigmented. When I first saw Campy, I was really scared because I have another palette that has that kind of same yellow tone to it, and it's very difficult to apply, and it's really difficult to build, and this, putting it on the inner corner, was like 1 or 2 swatches onto my eyelid. No MAC Fix Plus, nothing, just the color itself. When I was doing this eye look, there wasn't very much fallout. Some of the darker shades there was, which is normal, but not so much fallout where you couldn't do your face makeup first and then use any other color on top, which is impressive. I don't have anything bad to say about this palette, which is very incredible considering that I went into playing around with this palette with the idea that I was probably not gonna like that palette. I don't know why. I just had this idea like maybe it's not gonna be that great, or I feel like so many palettes have been letdowns, or there have been so many flops. I love the pan size of them. I love that it's half neutrals, half colors, because if you think about it, you may not be somebody who wears a lot of colorful looks, you can still use this palette because there's neutral looks. And if you're somebody else who plays with a lot of color, you don't have to dive into too many palettes to get those like neutral colors because it's already in here. So I feel like it works either way. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this palette. I want to know if you guys ended up picking up the palette. If you guys want to see this look, I did create this look. This look will be posted right after this video goes up. So I'm going to have this go up first. The next video will be this eyeshadow tutorial, and then once that airs, I'm going to go ahead and link it down below, and vice versa. So thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe before you guys head out. If you guys are already subscribed, then please make sure to hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button so you guys are notified every time I throw up a video. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.